I'm becoming a fidgeter ever since I learned about NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Essentially, the concept of burning calories throughout the day just from moving your body more often than you might. So the science suggests that individuals who practice a high level of NEAT, whether through conscious intention or unconscious intention, there are some people that are just natural fidgeters, but they have the potential of burning up to 1,000 or 2,000 more calories a day just from fidgeting. Hence why when you see me in videos, you typically see me with like a little finger thing to play with, because it keeps me moving my hands and stuff like that, all for the purpose of calorie burning. I really like being obsessed with things. I think that without an obsession or a passion, life is just too goddamn boring for me. Everything just becomes so standard, so normal, so routine, without tracking something, having a goal and seeing the progress each day, getting closer and closer to that goal. Tonight I got the house to myself, and I could have spent the past several hours trying to catch up on work. I also could have spent the past couple of hours refining my website and building my brand. But instead, I kind of just enjoyed myself. I'm definitely not in the camp of grind culture or hustle mentality. I prefer more to identify myself as an artist over anything else. I might have some entrepreneurial qualities about myself. I might be industrious at times. But deep down, if you had to attach a title to me beyond just thinker, human being, whatever, it would have to be, if there's a title or a role or a position, it's an artist. I'm an artist. And I like to think that my brand of art or my form of artistic expression is living. As weird as that might sound, that my highest form of artistic expression is through living each day. And how I interact with people is an opportunity to express my art. My passions, my obsessions are just more opportunities to express myself and my art. The body sculpting, the pursuit of achieving 5%, and the trials and tribulations that come along with that pursuit. Claiming to be the apex of all alphas and telling that story. It's all part of artistic expression. And I don't know, I suppose the thing that I am still struggling with in a way is The artistic expression part comes pretty easy to me. I think what I find the most difficulty with is actually leveling up, maybe promoting myself, actually getting on a larger stage. Yeah, getting on a larger stage. And the reason is because I've spent so much of my life really content. It's a tough word to use. Really content with who I am, how I view myself. Really content with how I view myself. And where I am in the world. So to consider that I actually have to change myself in order to reach higher heights than I am currently experiencing, it's a reworking of how I viewed myself for pretty much all my life. To consider that what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis is not enough in order to achieve the level that I want for myself. And again, it just goes to storytelling. It goes to hitting a place where the level of my artistic expression is reaching a greater number of people. It's really that simple. Obviously, the quality of my expression gets more refined over time. But yeah, tonight I was just thinking, I was lying in bed, I was watching, the one show that I'm watching is Succession. Pretty good. It's really well written. And I was just thinking, we all of us are just chasing this future that we want for ourselves, this ideal version of the life that we want to live. And tonight I was just thinking, like, I don't know what else I would be doing. More so to say that I have the awareness of what I want my end goal to look like, which is wealthy, literally getting paid for my artistic expression, and that being my primary source of income. But let's get specific. Let's say I have my dream job. Let's say I'm making movies. Let's say I'm starring and appearing in movies and producing them and writing television shows and making millions of dollars in Hollywood, which is the exact thing that I want to be doing. And let's say that happens, and let's say we're there. Well, the only difference between then and right now is the stage. It's just a bigger stage. Higher production value. More people to work with, more people to collaborate with. Right now, I'm talking to my community, which is how I'm going to refer to you guys. But I'm talking into a camera. And my bank account has a couple $1,000s in savings as opposed to tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions. And this is my room. And I live in a 3-bedroom house with no pool in the backyard. The thing is that 3 weeks ago I was on vacation in Mexico, and 60% of the time on vacation I spent in a pool, and I was having sex, which is pretty much my favorite pastime, with my partner Christina. I'm name dropping you because you always call me out when I don't. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that there's not much of a difference between the life I'm living now and the life that I want to live. So far as the things I would be doing on a day-to-day basis, it's literally just the proportions are bigger. I don't know, to me, for some reason, it's interesting. Another thing that I realized within like the past couple of weeks, maybe not weeks, maybe it's been longer than that, just coming to terms with the realization that in my teens and early 20s, I really wanted to be a famous movie star in Hollywood so that people would look at me the way that I thought that they should. I thought that if I achieved that level of status, notoriety, recognition, wealth, and fame, then people would treat me the way that I thought that they should. I thought that I would imagine myself walking into a room and people just opening their arms to me no matter what room I entered, and just the world just surrounding me with positivity and warmth and good-naturedness, which was something I wasn't experiencing that frequently when I was in my late teens and early 20s. I don't know why. For the most part, people were pretty warm to me, but I thought that they should be warmer. I wanted people to see just how valuable I was. I wanted to see I wanted them to see my level of worth. And I really believe that achieving such a level of fame and success would cement my value to the rest of the world, and I would be able to finally feel peace when walking into rooms. In the past couple years, I'm 31 now, and my perspective has really changed. I've been shredded a couple of times, approximately 4 times, like really shredded, down to 8, 7, flirting with 6% body fat several times within the past 3 years, starting in 2021. Maybe it started around there. I started just realizing that, for one, people are naturally treating me more warmly than when I was in my early 20s. I think there's a strong correlation between me hitting low body fat percentages to the way that people have looked at me and treated me and spoke to me with some feeling of adoration, admiration, respect. But beyond that, there's also a different feeling within myself of achieving inner peace that wasn't there before. Inner peace that spawned from, I really don't know. I really don't. Perhaps it is my connection to my physical appearance and how it has changed, and just the fact that I do have so much control over how I can look and present myself to the world. Perhaps it's just as simple as knowing that if I'm disciplined and I exert my will over how much food I eat each day, then I can achieve a look that is not only appealing and satisfying to me, but also something to aspire to people who see me out in the world. And maybe that's the thing that I was looking for. That sort of interaction between myself and other humans. Yeah. And, when I was younger, I honestly didn't know about nutrition. I've been working out since I was 14, perhaps even longer. And, I really did not have any interest in anything about nutrition, calorie deficits, lower body fat, whatever. I like to eat. And when I would work out, honestly, for 15 years, it was just going to the gym, bulking up, looking very similar to how I look right now. Maybe even less cut than how I look right now, but around the same. This is honestly how I've looked for the majority of my life. Since I was 18, I've looked similar to this. And there have been moments, once being educated on calorie deficits and just what that does to a body, and how your body can look with less body fat. Yeah, I didn't know. So perhaps if I did, maybe becoming a movie star would not have been the goal in my head. That one attainable thing, knowing that I have the quality within me to achieve this, I have the talent and the potential to actualize it, and so this is the goal. Had I known that I could do something special with my body and have that be the goal back then, I don't know, would I have pursued that? Probably. Probably. I remember there was this one time, I think it was like the summer, I was still living with my father, and I was really into fitness. I was really into working out. I just wasn't into dieting or nutrition. I just, it's like two separate things. Working out was one thing, and nutrition, dieting, nah, that's over there. I have no interest. And I remember one day, my dad knocks on the door. I'm in my bedroom. I'm just chilling on my bed and just doing nothing. Similar to how I spent this evening, to be honest with you. And he says to me, it seems all you're good for is working out and taking pictures and posting them online. And he said that to me when I was around 18 or 19. And obviously it stuck with me because it's been more than 10 years later and I still remember that moment. But in hindsight, yeah, when you think about the amount of people literally on social media that's the only thing they're good for, and they're able to feed themselves off of doing just that, working out, taking pictures, getting sponsors, obtaining a following and using that following to promote whatever the fuck they're promoting, and yada yada yada. And then I consider the fact that I don't know, perhaps I'm just gonna come back to this video and just have all these realizations said out loud that are just occurring in my head kind of in real time. But to consider the fact that back then, such a concept of like, no, I'm going to pursue this. Yeah, Dad, you're right. The only thing I'm good for is working out and taking pictures of myself. So I'm going to make that a career. Well, guess what? At the time, when I was 18, 19, 20, when the conversation happened, I really was an introvert, and I didn't really like the idea of putting myself out there in a way. I would rather have someone else do it. The way that I saw it is, to be an actor, to be in character and to do a movie, you're performing. It's a performance. So you're not really promoting yourself. You're more so rendering a service. This service is the performance, and if an audience sees it and likes it, they're complimenting the performance. They're not really putting attention on you. They're not sucking your dick. They're sucking your talent's dick. Which, as strange as it might sound, but to me, they're two different things. Your talent and you. And, at the time, I didn't really want or need the attention to be on me. Yeah, didn't want or need. Now, as I continue to get older and I'm in my 30s, and I understand that my current day job is not the job that I want to die with, and I would like other ways to make money, it goes back. It goes back to that conversation, and it goes to, yeah, maybe the only thing I am good at is working out and taking pictures and posting them online. Or words to that effect. Talking into a camera about working out, taking pictures, and posting them online. Granted, I do want to do something kind of creative with this whole thing, make a story around it, get some other characters introduced into the story, and make it into one big generational movement of the rise in consciousness, how through the interconnectivity of social media, individuals who are daring enough to explore and branch out from the confines of their own minds and their own rooms, they can end up living drastically different lives than that of their predecessors, their parents and grandparents. Millions of us can just explore the world, post about it on social media, and make money while doing it. And that's where the apex of all alphas comes into play. Just an idea, a character to centralize what's actually happening right now. How many other people could be having this same inner monologue on camera? Hundreds, thousands. How many views could each of those videos get? Thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, depending on the level of notoriety, yada, yada, yada. And in the end, what it all amounts to is just essentially the same experience of life. Getting laid, enjoying the sun, listening to music, doing some drugs. Try not to do anything stupid. I really am a simple man. I'm an artist. I'm a writer. That's what I want to make money off of. It's really just that simple. I'm definitely different. Back then I was introverted. Now I've never felt so enthused about mingling. I really don't mind it. Before, I never saw the point unless I was getting laid. And now I like making eye contact with people. I always think that this is good. I got a movie coming out later this year where I play the bad guy. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It's all happening. There's nothing that I want that's not happening right now. It's just the scale. Just chasing a larger scale than what's happening right now. And if there's one thing I would scratch off is having a day job. That's it. The one last thing to get rid of in my life is a fucking day job. The thing that everybody has. You're telling me that once that gets taken care of and I've figured out a way to become financially independent, I'm set. Sail off into the sunset, heaven on earth. That's it. Well, if that really is the case, then let's really fucking chase after it. Got a movie coming out. Artistic expression and all that stuff. Something to reflect on. I don't know. Maybe this was valuable to you. I don't know. It's starting to make sense in my head, so that's good news. I'll see you on the next one. Like and subscribe. Thank you.